First on Fox tonight, we're hearing from community members after learning that hundreds of millions of federal dollars are being invested into the Albina district in Portland. It's the latest chapter in a long-standing effort to restore the historically black neighborhood. Fox 12's So-Young Kim joins us now live in North Portland to explain. So-Young?
Pete, this money will go towards building a highway cover here, reconnecting lower Albina that was torn apart when the interstate was constructed decades ago.
This garden was made specifically for the African-American population that lived here.
The Albina Co-op Garden is the largest urban farm in Inner Portland.
Work together from all ages and all nationalities. We grow ultra-local, organic, fresh crops.
Like its mission, rooted in community, there's now major federal support for reconnecting Albina, Portland's historically black neighborhood. Several Oregon lawmakers announced the U.S. Department of Transportation awarded nearly $500 million to the Oregon Department of Transportation towards the I-5 Rose Quarter Improvement Project. The funding is coming from a unique federal grant program dedicated to restoring communities and improving access and economic opportunities that were damaged by construction of highways and big roads. The project includes a highway cover over portions of Interstate 5 to reconnect areas cut off by the construction of the highway more than half a century ago. Separately, the Portland Bureau of Transportation was awarded nearly $39 million to redesign parts of Broadway and Weidler Streets in Lower Albina. Congressman Earl Blumenauer said in a statement on the matter in part, quote, "This funding is transformative, not just for Portland, but as a national model to heal communities torn apart by destructive federal projects." People say they hope it fosters a more vibrant community.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that would really help out with our traffic.
I think that's something that'll be a big help with being able to get around more efficiently.
This grant program was established under the bipartisan infrastructure law. Live in North Portland, So-Young Kim, Fox 12 Oregon.